The International Association of Research on Cancer has classified that as a class 2B carcinogen that potentially can cause cancer. Do you know that your mobile phone goes under the same classification as the International Cancer Research Foundation, and in addition to the World Health Organization that classifies those as a class 2B carcinogen?
Welcome back, everyone. You're watching the Dr. Nandi Show, and unbelievable show so far for me. Next we have Dr. Michael Holliday, founder of Protex, as possible solution against the effects of EMFs. Dr. Holliday, pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Nandi. Really appreciate you having me.
Of course. Tell me about why you got involved here. We were talking about you've got grandkids, right? I mean,
yes. This April I'll have 11.
Oh, congratulations! Wow.
Yeah,
so tell me about why you're passionate about this subject.
Well, it really started about 20 years ago when I lost both of my parents to cancer, and I started to study water and the effects of water. And when I looked at all the research done by Jacques Bunivist, the biologist out of France, and then Luc Montagnier recently, who won the Nobel Prize for the AIDS discovery,
yes.
And his research on DNA, and what he was able to do is to visually look at DNA in water, and once he removed the DNA out of the water and then came back, they then found the DNA was rebuilding itself. So where did that information come from? And it really comes down to frequencies. Everything is frequencies. Your frequencies, I'm frequencies. So as we looked at, was there a possible way for us to then take those frequencies and change them? So where our device and our technology is very different from anyone else is the technology is near field communication. Like when people go to the hotel and they take the key and the door opens, that's near field, all right? When you take the near field is you've got active and you've got passive. An active device is what's in your phone, which stimulates Google Pay or Apple Pay. Passive is it must be excited by something. So the materials that are excited in there are excited by the Wi-Fi that we can't see, all right, and by the EMF that's coming out of the phone. But what's also very, very interesting is when I ask my patients this question, would you use something if it was considered experimental or it had never been tested to your effects of your health? And what would you say to me? Well, most of them say, well, I doubt if I'll do that. And I say, but you are. It's called Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Because Wi-Fi fell under the grandfather clause of the 1996 bill they did in 1997. But here's what's very interesting is, would Coca-Cola go to the sugar industry and ask them what are the values or how many grams of sugar should we put
in my Coca-Cola?
All right?
Right.
Well, that's the same thing with the cell phone industry, because the FCC went to the mobile devices and said, what are the safety limits that we should be putting into our site? And they did that, and they accepted that as a standard. So in 1996, when that bill was signed and written, they had taken the word of the telecom industry to put that on their site. And to date, as you heard the other viewers say today, those standards have never been changed. They've never tested it, and that's 22 years ago. One of the questions that I would even go and ask your viewers, when they leave here today, is to go home, take your youngest children, put a cigarette in their mouth, light the cigarette, and you're probably looking at me saying, this guy's absolutely crazy. What's he thinking about?
Right.
Well, the International Association of Research on Cancer has classified that as a class 2B carcinogen that potentially can cause cancer. Do you know that your mobile phone goes under the same classification as the International Cancer Research Foundation, and in addition to the World Health Organization that classifies those as a class 2B carcinogen? So my question to you is, do you either give them a cigarette or do you give them a cell phone? They both are classified the same.
That's unbelievable.
And that's why I chose to pursue Protex to protect these young children.
We have to, maybe if you could explain some of these products, because people can go online, but maybe you can tell us a little bit about them before we go to break.
So two functions. Any liquid that you consume, you can put that into, and it'll clear that liquid out of the frequencies.
So this, okay.
The pollutant frequencies.
And what about these? What does this do?
The devices are for any electronic device you have in your house. So whether it's your cell phone, whether it's your router, your computer, wherever you place it on, protects your biofield as you walk within that vicinity of the device, of what it's emitting, all right?
Okay.
And then
the last one.
I love dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I had 4 dogs at one time. They thought I was running a kennel there. But we're so passionate about our animals, and they're the ones that are laying around the computer, the router. We need to protect them as well. And like I say to people, test it on humans and found to be safe for your pets.
Thank you so much, Dr. Holliday. Really poignant example. Would you give your child a cigarette and light it up. Of course you wouldn't. So we're doing the same thing now by not doing anything to protect them from EMFs. Great show so far. We'll end up with Partha's prescriptions. Please stay with us. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Partha Nandi, and if you enjoyed that video, you're going to love the next one. It's full of incredible information to help you start your health hero journey.